Why did Rome really fall? When most people imagine the fall of Rome, they instantly picture this: barbarians storming the city, legions fleeing, emperors being poisoned in marble palaces. But the truth is this: what truly brought Rome to its knees wasn't the steel swords of barbarians attacking from outside. It was the collapse of its own money from within. Yes, you heard that right. Rome fell because it lost faith in its own currency. And in this story, there are lessons every nation today should still pay attention to. For centuries, at the heart of the Roman economy stood a coin called the denarius. It was made of pure silver. Everyone trusted it. Soldiers were paid with it. In short, it was the king of money. But it wasn't just a piece of metal. It represented courage and confidence. Rome was strong, and so was its money. Yet as the empire expanded, its expenses grew too. Wars, roads, armies, taxes, and eventually, the treasuries began to run dry. So the emperor said, "Let's not raise taxes and anger the people. Instead, let's just reduce the amount of silver a little. Who's going to notice?" And it's exactly when the downfall began. At first, no one realized what was happening. But over time, the silver content in the denarius dropped lower and lower. During Augustus's time, it was almost 95% silver, but by the reign of Gallienus, only 5% remained. The once pure denarius had turned into a bronze coin with just a thin silver coating, a fake symbol of former glory. And it didn't take long for the people to notice. Prices skyrocketed, inflation exploded. You now needed not one, but dozens of denarii to buy a sack of wheat. Soldiers demanded higher pay, merchants rejected the denarius, and everyone turned to gold or simple barter. In short, faith and trust were gone. By the 3rd century, everything had fallen into chaos: civil wars, plagues, economic collapse. Rome began to crumble from within. Emperors changed so fast that some ruled for only a few months, and everyone realized the truth. The problem wasn't the barbarians, it was the broken money system. Taxes were collected in worthless coins, farmers abandoned their lands, and trade came to a halt. The government tried to fix it by passing a price control law. And what happened? It didn't work at all. Because when money loses its value, no law can save it. Then came Constantine, who introduced a new gold coin, the solidus. That coin would last for centuries in Byzantium, but for the Western Roman Empire it was already too late. The fall of the denarius had already poisoned Rome's mind and economy. The army was exhausted, trade was dead, the people had lost their faith and hope, and the empire slowly withered away. So what does the story tell us? This: if you mess with your money, everything else will eventually fall apart. Rome made that mistake. Modern nations are making the same one today. They print money, manipulate interest rates, and say, "We'll fix the debt with inflation." But in reality, it's the people who pay the price. This story isn't just about Rome. It happened in Germany, Zimbabwe, even America. After World War I, Germany kept printing money. By 1923, people were pushing their salaries home in wheelbarrows. In Zimbabwe, in 2008, prices were doubling every single day. Eventually, they abandoned their currency entirely. And today, around the world, everyone is playing the same game: cheap debt, money printing, stimulating the economy. But history always ends the same way. When trust is broken, the system collapses. That's why Rome's story doesn't just belong to the past. It speaks directly to the present. Inflation isn't an accident, it's a policy. Real wealth isn't on paper, it's in what you truly own. And no stability lasts forever. If you had told a Roman citizen that one day their money would be worthless, they would have laughed. Just like the Germans did in the 1910s. But history keeps teaching humanity the same lesson. Money is built on trust, and when that trust dies, everything dies with it. And here's the most important truth of all. Rome didn't fall because of the barbarians. It was destroyed from within, by its own betrayal of its money. History doesn't repeat itself exactly, but if you don't learn from it, it will destroy you in the same way.